In Hebrews 6:19 through 20, it says, "We have this hope as an anchor for the soul, firm and secure. It enters the inner sanctuary behind the curtain," which is that Holy of Holies, right? The curtain, where our forerunner Jesus has entered on our behalf. He has become a high priest forever in the order of Melchizedek. Has anybody heard of Melchizedek before ever? Yeah? Some? He only comes out one time in the Bible, and then he's talked about twice, 2 other times in the Bible. And the one time he comes out is this. I'm going to tell you the whole story of Melchizedek. This is all you ever know of him. It's right here in Genesis 14. Lot had been taken away, and Abraham gathered his whole little army together. He went in, he slaughtered everybody, he took Lot back. He came back, and then Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine. And he was the priest of the Most High God. And he blessed him and said, "Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth. And blessed be the Most High God, which hath delivered thine enemies into thy hand." And he, meaning Abram, gave him a tithe of all. So here's this guy just comes out of nowhere, Melchizedek, king of Salem, and he blesses him, and Abraham gives him a tenth of everything he just took in that battle. It's where the first tithe ever happened, is to Melchizedek. Okay? Now, that's all we get from him. And we could go to scholars and other people to try to, well, who's Melchizedek? What do you think? What do you think? But actually, we could just go to Hebrews, because the writer of Hebrews told us exactly who he was. In Hebrews 7:1, it says, "This Melchizedek was king of Salem and priest of God Most High. He met Abram returning from the defeat of the kings and blessed him, and Abram gave him a tenth of everything." First, the name Melchizedek means what? King of righteousness. And then also, Salem means king of peace. So here's a guy that's called king of righteousness, king of peace, and he's bringing bread and wine. Pretty interesting, huh? And then it goes on, the next verse says, "He's without father or mother, without genealogy, without beginning of days or end of life, but made like unto the Son of God, he remains priest forever." Melchizedek. Who is this guy? He's has no beginning, no end, no lineage, and then he's priest forever. It kind of reminds me of when Abraham was out, and this is the time when these 3 men came to him, and he ate with them, and they told him, "Sarah's going to have a baby." And Sarah laughs, and they said, "She laughed." "Oh, I didn't laugh." "Yeah, you laughed." And what we learn is that was the Lord. This was a representation of the Lord, these 3 men, right? We also see Jesus in the Old Testament in Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He was the 4th man in the fire, right? So there's some reasons why we could say that Melchizedek was one of these sightings of Jesus. It's interesting because he's called the priest of the Most High God long before the law was ever given and there were even any priests. There was the Levitical priests at the time of Moses. Long before that, here's somebody just comes out of nowhere. He's the priest of the Most High God, right? He's called the priest forever, which is Jesus. Jesus is the priest forever. He's called the king of Salem, which is the king of peace. And he's called the king of righteousness. And he has no genealogy. He's an eternal one. And then the lesser, which is Abraham, is blessed by the better. And Hebrews 7:7 says, "And without all contradiction, the less is blessed of the better." The less is Abraham, and the better is Melchizedek. So Melchizedek's way better than Abraham, where we all come from. He's the father of our faith. Who's better than Abraham? And Jesus is made a priest after the order of Melchizedek. I think we know that Jesus isn't lesser than Melchizedek, so why would he be in the order of some guy, some random guy? He's under that order. I don't think it means that at all. I think that it means that he was Melchizedek. The order was established by him, and then God established the new covenant upon this order.